recent years, Virginia too has been blessed with good fortune. The progress and the prosperity we have enjoyed, and make every citizen of our Commonwealth the subject of our interest and concern. We must insist that every agency of our government utilize every proper and effective instrument to carry out the will of the people, and shall work to achieve the highest degree of improvement in the status that we can achieve. And we are capable of doing that, for we have a common concern, and we share the responsibility. But I see a Virginia of hope and happiness.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't be the governor of Maryland if it weren't for Doug Wilder. You know, he was not just a trailblazer, but he was someone who focused on making sure that he was never going to be alone. And so I remember going through, you know, my own campaign for governor. I drew inspiration from him. You know, I think one of the things I really love and admire about him as well is watching how loving the family. The fact that he was the first matters. The fact that even after being governor, he still went back and continued to serve. That matters. But to hear the testimony of his family about the type of person that he was and still is to them, that was really touching, and I think was also a very important reminder for a lot of the people in that room, including myself.
Shoot high, you know, be a history maker. Doug Wilder was a history maker at every step in his career, and in doing that, opened up opportunities for so many others. And I think all of us who are in leadership positions, we should be about doing what we can do, but we should also be about opening up opportunities for others.
Well, it's really important when I was a child to see people who had the same life experiences, who looked like me, who shared my family's experiences, and I hadn't seen that in the history books or around me, and to have him break the barrier as the first Black governor showed that I could be in politics, but then to meet him as a high school student, as a college student, and to work in his administration as an intern also personally helped me on the path to my dream.
One of my sons, he had a teacher who would ask, who's better than Lauren? Who's better than Wilder? Who's better than Dean? And the one person that she would ask, they're supposed to say, nobody. And I would love it, and I continue to do that sometimes with them just in playful terms, because I know they remember that from a young age. So I'll call and say, who's better than Wilder? Who's better than Dean? And they'll like, you know, say, nobody. And I think my father believes that too, so. Yeah.
To me, Governor Wilder's legacy is one of truly putting people first. He, in all aspects of his life, makes time for so many individuals and gives of himself in so many ways in terms of students, in terms of society, and improving the lives of others. So he lives that out, and he has lived that out for the duration of his life.
I think Governor Wilder's legacy is really wide-ranging. So he has this political legacy, obviously a pioneer in so many ways. But even beyond that, he is essentially what I think Ralph Waldo Emerson called an American original. 93 years old, and he's still active, he's still energetic, he's still talking about the issues that are important to people.
Doug Wilder would always come to campus. He represented something that was very special, inspirational. Ultimately, we named the library after Doug Wilder, right? And you say, well, why? Not only as the first African-American governor, but just as an alum who cared, who gave back, and who always spoke highly of his institution. So this was a very exciting night for us.
Our nation and other people, so I think that's a very commendable thing for his legacy. And Another thing that I think is that his emphasis on education and how he feels like it's a very important omen for every person to share and hold, and to not allow other people to have any inconveniences or limitations as far as that. And he always preaches to go for your goals, don't allow anyone to stop you from your goals, and I love that.
Governor Wilder, he pushed the idea that, you know, young black men and women should be educated, and that's essentially going to take us to the next level in this country as young African Americans. So.
Slaughterhouse of failure is not my destiny, and I will persist until I succeed. God bless all of you. Thank you.